Tonight, UNBC's 31st Convocation in Prince George takes place today, and there was a high-profile guest in attendance. Plus, we have reaction from a local union leader on the recent closures made by Canfor in northern BC. And another fire in Moccasin Flats on Thursday, the second one in just 1 week. Good evening and welcome to CKPG News. I'm Adam Burles. Eddie is off tonight. It was a special day for hundreds of students at UNBC as it was Convocation Day. One by one, graduates of the arts and social sciences received their degrees, and this is the third in-person convocation since the COVID-19 pandemic began. Cheryl Jan has more in tonight's top story.
One by one, the class of 2024, capped and gowned, made their way into the auditorium. It marks the third in-person convocation since COVID.
I don't know if any convocation is different than another one. It's such a special moment in time. You've never recreate that with the students and their friends and family. So to me, each one of our 31 has been special in its own right.
But what was different this year is the number of the young Clayton students in the graduating class.
We have the second highest graduating class this year. Last year it was, I think, maybe 30 more, but it was because of COVID, right? And so we've got just about 800 students graduating this year. And how positive is that? It has such growth and excitement, and we see a lot of our Indigenous people graduating, coming to post-secondary.
It's a sentiment echoed by Chief Darlene Logan.
It's a huge kudo. It's a proud moment for all First Nations. It's Claytley has a couple walking across the stage today, so it's an extra proud day today for Claytley. And this generation is finding their own, I guess, realizing they're not, I guess, stuck in one place, that they can spread their wings. And today, they're soaring.
Darlene McIntosh is UNBC's latest chancellor, who traditionally delivers a message to these young, aspiring leaders.
My message today is, this world is upside down. It's broken. And so we have hope. And the hope is from our graduating students, right? They become the leaders, and they will make changes, positive changes in this world. And that gives me hope, and it makes my heart smile because it's so positive.
But this day is about more than just caps and gowns.
It's more than just one person to help a student get through. There's so many people. So this is a way for everybody to sort of wrap your arms around and say, well done.
And so it goes with 800 newly graduated, aspiring young minds set to take on the world. Cheryl Jan, CKPG News.
Sticking with UNBC's Convocation, there were 3 honorary degrees given out by the university. Musical artist Alex Cuba and NHL goaltender Carrie Price were both honored this morning, and Anthony Correa got a chance to catch up with both of them.
New alumnus, Carrie Price.
It was a special moment for Carrie Price when he received his honorary Doctor of Laws degree from UNBC during their convocation ceremony, hoping to inspire the graduates of 2024.
I'm thankful for UNBC for this recognition. And, I spent a lifetime working at playing hockey and being a goaltender, but I've also spent the good portion of my life just trying to be a gentleman. Man, a few words, but on a degree there's not many words, but they mean a lot. So, I just want to say, I guess, keep working hard and good luck in your journey.
Price has a personal connection to the university as his mother, Chief Linda Price of the Olgacho First Nation, is an alumnus. Graduating with a Bachelor of Arts degree in First Nation Studies with a minor in Political Science in 2011. Now, the moment is full circle for the Montreal Canadiens legend, who is following in his mother's footsteps.
She obviously knows a lot of people up here. I've got to meet a lot of staff, and I actually came up here and spent some time with her here when she was going here. So, yeah, it's special to be able to come here and share this moment with my mom.
Acclaimed singer-songwriter Alex Cuba was also in attendance to receive his honorary Doctor of Laws degree from UNBC. Born in Cuba, he immigrated to Canada in 1999. Fast forward to today, and it's one of the more special moments in Canada and his music career.
It feels fantastic. It feels, like I said in my speech, that to have been recognized by people from my neck of the woods where I live. It feels like my own country. It feels like if Cuba would have done something like this for me. So it feels very close to my heart, and I am very proud of it.
This was UNBC's 31st convocation in its history. Anthony Correa, CKPG News.
Prince George RCMP need your help in identifying a suspect in a recent stabbing. Mounties say it happened at around 11 p.m. last Saturday night in the parking lot near the 1400 block of Abu Street. Officers arrived to find one man who had been stabbed several times, while the victim was taken to hospital for serious but non-life-threatening injuries. One suspect was arrested a short time later, and another one remains missing. RCMP provided a photo of the suspect, which was provided via surveillance from a nearby business. If you have any information, call police. Police need your help in locating a missing teenager. 17-year-old Malachi Christopher Redcrow was seen leaving a home on the 2700 block of Westwood Drive on May 25th at around 10 p.m. and hasn't been seen since. He's 5'6", 170 pounds with black hair and brown eyes. He also has a tattoo on his right wrist of a butterfly and a scar on his right forearm. Redcrow is known to frequent the downtown area. If you have any information, please call police. Just days after a community safety town hall, another big fire took place at Moccasin Flats on Thursday. This fire consumed 2 tiny homes and the bunkhouse, which was both a gathering center and a place for people to stay a night if needed. Nobody was injured during the fire, and with the help of firefighters from 2 halls, it took over 2 hours to put the blaze out. Crews were able to contain the fire from spreading to any of the other surrounding structures, with the city noting that all 3 structures are classified as unprotected combustible materials. Tiny Home Project co-leader Brad Gustafson says this fire highlights the need for change. He says difficult times like this require community action. Not only is it important to make your voice heard and vote, he says it's more important than ever to act now and be the change you want to see in your community.
This is a joint effort. I always say there's 2 pillars of society. There's the rules and regulations, and then there's all the love, the true justice and the mercy and the compassion, the things that make us human. And we need to come in the middle. If we focus too much on the rules and the bylaws, well, then we're going to lose out on all this stuff. And so I'm calling for the community to engage.
It's a very challenging situation. I think at our town hall that we had a couple nights ago, you heard from the fire chief that they are trying to address those fires the best that they can. So I mean, we're going to continue with that strategy, and hopefully with what we hope to do in the next months with the short-term residential encampment there constructed, and hopefully mitigating the Lower Patricia encampment in the future.
Gustafson added he's looking to form a community committee group to work parallel to the government to address the difficult social issues Prince George faces. You can find his contact information on our website, ckpgtoday.ca. With sawmill and pulp mill closures this year, including the imminent curtailment of a production line at Northwood Pulp, which has impacted hundreds of workers in a tough spot, with closures and curtailments coming one after the other, what does the future hold for the workers and the forestry industry as a whole? Tommy Osborne brings us this report.
Up here in the north, it's not looking very good. We're not getting a lot of support.
220 jobs are being lost due to the imminent closure of a production line at Northwood Pulp in Prince George. And that's just one of many Canfor closures and curtailments taking place in northern BC. Bear Lake, Chetwynd, Houston, BC, and more have all been hit with closures or curtailments, which has workers concerned about their futures and livelihoods.
I know some are leaving the province, right? They're going to Alberta, right? They're sick of everything, right? The uncertainty of the forest industry.
Blacker adds the domino effect has been felt too, so the job losses may stretch beyond just the mills.
Now we're not going to have as many courier drivers. How's that's going to affect the loggers, the front line guys, right? Like, they're not going to cut the wood now, they're going to get laid off.
So what does the future hold for these workers? Blacker said there could be opportunities for work in or around Prince George, like the mining industry, but even that has its ups and downs. Plus, the majority of these are camp jobs, meaning it's likely workers wouldn't spend much time in Prince George.
We're from Prince George, everybody come and they go to work and they go home and they see their family, right? And now possibly you're going to have to leave town to go make the money that we make.
Blacker added what's especially frustrating is the vagueness of what's next, as he says Canfor or the government hasn't given any concrete answers or plans yet for what the workers losing their jobs can do.
I talked to a government official about the Bridging to Retirement program. That's still ongoing, but the pot is getting a little low, so they need more funding, right?
While Blacker's, along with many workers, outlook on the forestry industry is quite bleak, Blacker does believe there's plenty of opportunity to create more jobs, and it starts with creating more product manufacturing and not shipping raw logs elsewhere.
Nothing should leave our province if it's not a product. If it's a sheet of pulp or a sheet of paper or a 2x4 or 2x6, whatnot, right? It shouldn't be raw material for other areas or other countries to produce and then sell back to us. It's not right.
Pattison Media is owned by Jim Pattison Industries, a majority shareholder in Canfor. Tommy Osborne, CKPG News.
The City of Prince George is looking to increase immigration through a federal program, the Rural and Northern Immigration Pilot. Prince George currently isn't one of 11 communities included in this program, but City Council hopes to take advantage of this program if an expansion were to take place. The program began in 2019 and has been expanded several times already, and should the boundaries grow again, Prince George hopes to be a player. Currently, only 2 of 11 municipalities involved are from BC, being Vernon and West Kootenay. City Council says Prince George has several benefits for immigrants, like our local IMSS and the services it provides, and the fact that we're already a diverse community. More immigrants would also provide several benefits to Prince George.
There's a lot of benefits. There's some challenges to that as well. With make sure you have all the proper services that you need. But I mean, the benefits too, I think, are fantastic for the city. If we can get really skilled immigrants that want to stay here in Prince George to fill that, that need for really skilled labor and benefit our population and tax base and overall benefits economically for the city of Prince George.
BC's minimum wage is going up on Saturday, but 1/3 of employed British Columbians don't earn a living wage, according to analysis of New Stats Canada data from the Canadian Centre for Policy Alternatives. Despite the June 1st increase to $17.40 per hour, the minimum wage remains over $3 per hour lower than the lowest living wage in BC, which is currently $20.64 in Dawson Creek. The living wage in Prince George is currently sitting at $22.09. The Statistics Canada data revealed that more than 740,000 BC workers earn less than the living wage in their community. Over 400,000 earn less than $20 per hour, which is lower than the lowest living wage anywhere in the province.
The living wage is the hourly rate that full-time workers need to earn to support a family in a particular community. So it takes into account the actual cost of living in various parts of the province. So for example, the cost of rent and food in Prince George, would form the basis of the calculation of the living wage for Prince George. And that's why the living wages vary across the province. What we find, however, is that regardless of the provincial variation, living wages are much higher everywhere. They're much higher than the minimum wage, even with the increase on Saturday.
It was an event organized by a group called Prosper, which stands for Policy Roundtable of Substance Prevention, Education and Recovery. It was held in Vancouver yesterday, as did another group halfway across the country host one, both with an eye on one issue, the opioid crisis.
The opioid crisis was the topic of a pair of special meetings yesterday, the first in the Lower Mainland and the other in Ottawa. On more than one occasion, the crisis has been referred to as a wicked problem, claiming more than 14,000 British Columbians alone since the public health emergency was declared in 2016. It prompted a gathering of healthcare professionals and politicians alike.
It's the sharing of ideas, sharing of things that are working, talking about things, of course, that are not working. And I found that very useful. As you know, as the Conservative Party of BC, we are putting together our plans around this, how we can make sure that we look at a variety of things, everything from doctor-prescribed treatment through to voluntary, through to involuntary treatment in long-term care. But also, the talking about bringing an end to the safe supply, the challenges that's bringing, and decriminalization.
Meanwhile, in Ottawa, BC's Provincial Health Officer, Dr. Bonnie Henry, joined others in addressing a federal health committee looking into the opioid crisis.
ourselves a disservice when we call what's on the street fentanyl, because it is not. It is a hastily manufactured synthetic drug that has fentanyl-like properties, but produced in uncontrolled conditions and mixed with adulterants. And those adulterants are changing dramatically on an almost daily or weekly basis.
But the issue of decriminalization and safe supply came under fire at the committee by a former addict.
In my opinion, decriminalization, the way decriminalization and safe supply is being presented is not the path forward. It's making problems worse. It's prolonging trauma and keeping people in a perpetual state of drug use. In my opinion, safe supply is akin to pharmaceutical colonization.
There are a lot of people out there that want to see change. They want to see something happening. And that gives me hope, because obviously that's what we're about with the Conservative Party of British Columbia, in trying to bring a different approach to move away from what has clearly failed in BC to get to a path of recovery and hope.
John Rustad says the element that is missing in this picture is treatment options. Cheryl Jan, CKPG News.
The lowest gas price in Prince George as of this morning is $1.62.9 per litre at Costco. The lowest gas price in BC as of this morning is in Quesnel at $1.59.9 per litre. Manitoba currently has the lowest gas prices in the country on average at $1.40.3 per litre. Meanwhile, BC has an average price of $1.82 per litre. Coming up on CKPG News, it's a battle between the BC Conservatives and the BC United Party as an election draws closer. And a Burnaby man has found a whole new passion for art.
A rainy start to the weekend tomorrow after a relatively pleasant finish to the work week. Friday, a lot of areas seeing that mix of sun and clouds, some warmer temperatures before things are expected to cool off and cloud over heading into the weekend. Prince George area, we're looking at a very strong chance of showers building in throughout the overnight period into those early morning hours of Saturday morning. And it looks like a very strong chance of rainfall pretty consistently throughout the day on Saturday and carrying into Sunday and even Monday as well. So looking pretty consistently cloudy paired with a very strong chance of precipitation pretty well all throughout this weekend. Temperature-wise, though, it's still relatively mild. It doesn't seriously cool off until you hit that Monday zone. Here's today's air quality. Prince George looking pretty good. It is still relatively windy throughout the PG area. That should taper off in the overnight period. Quesnel also looking at some good air quality for today. A little bit more of a mild wind speed in the Quesnel area. Quite similar for Vanderhoof as well for today. Here's our snapshot of the day. This one was sent to us by Annie Spears. That's a fantastic shot. Check out this bear. Now, she says she's convinced the bear was digging in the dirt to try and get at an anthill, so that's why he has a little bit on his nose there. It's a great shot. If you have pictures that you'd love to send to us to be used for our snapshot of the day, please share them with us. You can do that over any of our social media channels as seen on screen there, or email those pictures directly to us, snapshot@ckpg.com. We will have your full weather coming up very soon.
All right, thank you, Delana. Good to see those rain showers coming our way. And Delana will have a full look at our weather forecast coming up later on in our broadcast. One of Canada's most notorious serial killers, Robert Pickton, has died. Correctional Service Canada says the 74-year-old died in hospital after being attacked by another inmate at a Quebec prison earlier this month. Pickton was convicted of 6 counts of second-degree murder and sentenced to life in prison after being charged with the murders of 26 women. The remains or DNA of 33 women, many of whom were Indigenous and taken from Vancouver's downtown east side, were found on his pig farm outside the city. He bragged to undercover police of killing 49 women. Correctional Service Canada says victims' families have been notified, and advocates say they'll continue to work to block the RCMP's bid to dispose of 14,000 pieces of evidence linked to the case. A hearing for that application is scheduled for June 26th at BC Supreme Court.
This week on Entertainment Spotlight, we're going to tell you about a new Western thriller, The Dead Don't Hurt, written and directed by Viggo Mortensen. Starring Mortensen and German actress Vicky Krieps, this slow-burn Western centers around 2 star-crossed lovers during the 1860s in America. When the man she loves, Holger Olsen, goes off to fight in the Civil War, Vivienne Lecoudie must fend for herself in a place controlled by a corrupt mayor and his unscrupulous business partner.
No sense being all alone on a night like this.
No different than any other.
I am fine, Mr. Jeffries.
No, you most certainly are.
When Olsen eventually returns from the war, he and Vivienne must confront and make peace with the person each has become. It's a classic revenge tale, and this movie has been acclaimed for its cinematography as well as the stunning performance by the relatively unknown Cripes that could propel her into a career ascension and garner Oscar consideration.
Thinking about enlisting.
This is not your problem. This is not your country.
It's the right thing to do, fighting against slavery.
We have a life together now. It is only beginning.
This passion project by Mortensen has received some rave reviews. It comes out in theaters today, and though it won't be showing in Prince George, unfortunately, it will be out on streaming services soon.
CKPG Sports is delivered by Domino's. Join the Domino's Lunch Club with 25% off all regular price pizzas every day. Visit domino's.ca to join the club.
4 Prince George gymnasts returned from the 2024 Gymnastics Western Canada Cup with some hardware around their neck. Winning gold and silver in team synchro events, we got a chance to catch up with the group to talk about bringing back a medal and their experience out in Regina.
Yeah, it's really cool. We kind of are all excited as a group to be all back with a medal from Westerns, which is a really big meet.
I loved synchro with Eli a lot because, I mean, not only did we do really good, but it's also just because we were the people that got each other into it, and we always pushed each other. So it was really great to see how we can work together, and luckily we got first with that, and yeah, I was really happy with him and me.
So me and Liliana received silver in our level 2 synchro, and it was pretty exciting because it was the event, well, it's our first time competing synchro that had 15 other groups. So it was really exciting when we found out that we got second, and we did really well, and so it was very good.
It was really fun. I liked Regina. It had some character to it, and at the competition, I really liked meeting new people and making new friends. It's really nice to be a part of a group like that because they're all really kind and stuff.
It's so awesome because everybody did so good, and we got to cheer for our team. The team cheered for us. We all just were supporting each other a lot, and we also hung out a lot because we had to be there early so we can just do warm-ups together, and it was all super fun.
The Prince George Senior Lacrosse League resumed its regular season last night as the SI Assault took on the Scamp Transport Devils. And it was the Devils finding their way to a win, tripling the Assault's score with an 18-6 victory. Andrew Schwab led the way, recording 6 goals for the Devils. He also added 5 assists to his name, while teammate Pierre Watson got 4 goals and 2 assists. Russell Mills did his best to try and defend the goal for the Assault with 40-40 stops, but it wasn't enough. The league now takes a quick break before resuming tomorrow night when the Lumberjacks and the Devils face off. The TSX is up 197 points to close at 22,269. The Dow Jones is up 57 points to close at 38,686. And CN Rail went up $3.77 to close at $173.50.
Clouds and showers are expected to start off the day for Saturday, Sunday, and even Monday in the Prince George area. After a bit of a break in the rainfall throughout the day today, saw some sunshine, even a little bit of blue sky. We are expecting the cloud cover to kick back into an effect over the weekend. So yes, that's what you're seeing on our AccuWeather Pacific satellite map. A lot of areas were experiencing some clearing throughout Thursday and Friday, but that cloud cover coming back in for Saturday, Sunday into Monday. Here's our future cast. So over the next 48 hours, as you get into those early morning hours of Saturday, kind of around, that 2 a.m. period, expecting that chance of showers to really strengthen. And it is expected to linger pretty significantly over the next 48 hours after that. So very strong chance of rainfall in the forecast. Highs tomorrow across BC. Prince George has a high of about 15 degrees. Again, as mentioned, expected to be mostly cloudy, very strong chance of showers. It's quite similar through most areas of BC throughout the start of the weekend. Tomorrow, Kamloops high of 18, getting some rainfall. Kelowna, a little bit warmer, but also seeing a chance of rainfall in the forecast alongside Vancouver, even out on Victoria on Vancouver Island, looking at cloud cover and a chance of rain for tomorrow. Highs tomorrow across the broadcast region. Fort St. James with a high of about 16 degrees, a little bit cooler already in the Mackenzie area. Vanderhoof at about 15 degrees for tomorrow. Quesnel sitting at a high of about 16 for tomorrow. Across Canada tomorrow, Yellowknife still quite cool at around 11 degrees for their daytime high. Edmonton expected to be a little bit drier. Temperature-wise, though, still pretty stable at around 21 degrees. Regina a little bit warmer, a little bit sunnier as well. Very similar forecast for the Winnipeg area. Now, as you get a little bit further east, Montreal really starting to heat up. A high of 27. Loads of sunshine expected there. Cooling off, though, with some rainfall expected for St. John's, Newfoundland, with a high of just 11 for tomorrow. Looking ahead, yes, some showers are in the forecast throughout the day for Saturday, Sunday, and even Monday. That's kind of the expectation over the next several days, pretty consistently throughout the weekend for a lot of areas of BC. Here's our extended forecast for Burns Lake. So Saturday, looking at a mix of sun and cloud, a high of about 15 degrees, cooling off, though, in that latter half of the weekend as you get into Sunday. Very strong chance of some showers, especially Sunday evening into Monday morning as well. Temperature-wise, starting to really drop off, especially with those overnight lows. Mackenzie area for Saturday, looking at a very strong chance of rainfall very consistently throughout the day. Loads of cloud cover expected in the forecast, a high of about 13 degrees. Slightly warmer on Sunday, but cooling off again on Monday with a high of about 14 degrees. And as you can see on the McBride area forecast, it's quite similar. So Saturday and Sunday, very strong chance of rainfall. Strong chance of rainfall overnight in the McBride area, and a very cool overnight low, just a low of about +4 this evening. So it should be a cooler start to the day as well. Quesnel area tomorrow, looking to start off the day with a strong chance of showers, consistent cloud coverage, a little bit cooler than what was experienced today, just a high of about 16 degrees, even chillier as you get into Sunday, Monday as well. And in the Prince George area tonight, we are looking at a chance of showers beginning overnight that should continue into Saturday morning. Pretty significant cloud coverage pretty consistently throughout the weekend. Very strong chance of rainfall and paired with some cooler temperatures.
CKPG Sports is delivered by Domino's. Join the Domino's Lunch Club with 25% off all regular price pizzas every day. Visit domino's.ca to join the club.
Schools from across northern BC gathered on Friday at the PGYSA Rotary Soccer Fields for the Terry Wilson Memorial Cup. In honor of the lifelong soccer athlete and coach, the Cup saw 16 teams from 9 schools playing a friendly soccer tournament. The tournament ran from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Co-organizer Terry Murphy thanks everyone who made this one-day tournament possible, adding that this is a great opportunity for kids to stretch their legs outside after a long winter. Earlier in the show, Carrie Price received an honorary degree from the University of Northern BC. Well, if you still don't know who he is, maybe this countdown will jog your memory, as Anthony Correa had the tough job of picking 3 of the best Carrie Price saves. And trust me, there were a lot to choose from, all in tonight's CKP3.
We start with a diving stop.
Kerfoot able to hold his own. Here's Nylander in across. And what a stop. Price comes across. And Rob Jason Spezza.
And what an athletic move for Price there as Spezza, he got the shot he wanted.
We go back to the 2021 NHL playoffs where Jason Spezza looks to have a yawning cage. Carrie Price denies him with the stick, never giving up on the play. Next, it's pure robbery.
Eichel after it in the corner. Works it out. Oposo. Big chance. Oh! What a stop! Incredible! The price is right.
That's the definition of flashing the leather. You'll notice a lot of these are coming near the end of the game as well. No quicker glove in the league than number 31. Finally stunning the greatest goal scorer.
Bit is turned away. A pickpocket from Wilson. There's Ovechkin. Oh my goodness! What an incredible stop by Carrie Price. You must be kidding me. Wilson and Ovechkin did everything right.
How about the 2 stars acknowledging one another at the end of that play?
You want to know when you're good? When Alex Ovechkin congratulates you for making a save on him in the dying seconds of a game. Congrats, Carrie, on your UNBC honorary degree. You also take top spot in tonight's CKP3.
That's all the time we have tonight. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Your last look is the salmon statue at McMillan Creek Park. Thank you again for joining us tonight. Have a good night and have a good weekend.